Hi everybody. I recently purchased a Samsung Flexdry Gas Dryer, and after purchasing it I noticed that it only came in a natural gas version and I'm on propane. And I've had several gas dryers in the past and I just simply bought the conversion kit and did the conversion myself. It's not very difficult and figured it might not be that hard on this one either, although when I looked on the internet for any instructions or any videos whatsoever that would help me open this more complex dryer up, I couldn't find anything. And I decided to try it anyway since I've done a few of these myself and I've done various appliance repair work. So I created this video to hopefully help other people out who are in the same predicament and can't find any information on this dryer or how to do the conversion and want to save themselves the money of calling in a service technician. Okay, first some warnings. Make sure you turn off your gas supply and unplug the dryer power cord before you start any work. Beware of rough edges inside the dryer once you take that front panel off. There's some sharp edges. You'll notice in some of the video I've got a band-aid because I cut myself. I'm not responsible for anything you do here, and check your work before you reassemble it. If you feel uncomfortable doing this work, get some service technician to come and do it for you. Now I just went online on Amazon and that's where I bought the kit. It was $17.19. With Prime it was free to get shipped and it took one day to get here. Once you get the kit, you'll see it comes with some instructions. There's 2 pages in English and the rest is all some other language. Make sure you read all those instructions before you get started. Okay, so to do the work, there's only a few couple of tools required. A number 2 screwdriver, a stubby screwdriver for some of the tight spaces, a Z-shaped offset screwdriver is what I use to remove the regulator, the vent cap, and then you need a 10mm open wrench or an adjustable wrench. That's to remove the orifice. Okay, the first thing you want to do is remove the front panel. Now I'm going to show you there's 2 screws only that you have to take off. They're covered with a little silicone rubber cover, and you're going to pop that cover off. There's a standard Phillips head screw under it, and you just unscrew that. Then you're going to grab the front panel and just tilt it from the top forward towards you and lift up. There's some tabs that hold it in place, and you can see the holes right there. And then next you're going to have to remove these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. You'll see, and they hold the front panel on. Once you got those out, open the door, and there's 2 more screws you're going to undo. Once you've taken those screws off, you'll notice there's 2 tabs on the top that hold the front panel. So you're going to lift up a little bit and tilt it kind of towards you. It might help opening the door when you do this. Make sure those 2 screws on the bottom are taken out. Sometimes people forget those. So you tilt it forward and you'll see there's a switch or an electrical connection for the door. Make sure you unplug that. And then you can lift the door out. And then you'll see the burner assembly in the bottom right corner. And beware of the sharp edge right below that, because that's where I cut myself. You don't want to do that. Okay, on the top right there, that is the lint limiter vent cap that you're going to remove. Now the burner assembly here, it's shown, I've removed it already, but it's held on by just a single screw in the back. On the burner assembly, you'll notice there's a LP and an N for liquid propane and natural gas. You're going to undo that screw and then rotate to open that slot for the LP gas connection, and then tighten the screw again. There's a connecting thing you'll have to remove. Okay, here it is again in a little bit better view, and you'll see when I rotate it here, there's the opening, and right there, that hole, that's the only single screw that holds the whole thing on. It's going to be at a right angle to you, and that's where the little stubby screwdriver helps out. You'll see later when I screw it in how I took it out. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is remove the leak limiter vent cap, and you're going to replace that with the regulator block open plug. So that's the regulator block open plug you're going to be putting in. It's slightly larger and it has the white thing sticking out. And this is where I used the Z-shaped offset screwdriver to get in there. And there's two sides to that screwdriver, so use whatever side gets you in there the best. It's not hard to take it off. You just do a slight little twist and you can then remove it with your hand. After that, you're going to remove the main burner orifice spud. And you're going to replace that. And again, same thing, that's a 10mm wrench. You just loosen it up. And once it's loose, you can just unscrew it with your hand, as you can see. So you're going to replace that with the new one, which looks almost identical, so don't mix them up. You can just reach in, you can feel where the hole is, and just get it started, and then you tighten it as tight as you can with your fingers, and then reach in there with a wrench and finish it up. Okay, this is showing the main burner assembly being put back in. There's a slot right there, right under that white electrical line that you engage, and it slides behind there, and you put the screw into that single hole. And that's going to complete your installation, and so the next thing you want to do is put the sticker on there to make sure people who might open this up later know that it's been converted. Okay, next thing you're going to do is put the front panel back on. You engage the 3 tabs on the bottom, plug in the door switch. Once again, it only goes in one way. Just tilt it forward and engage the tabs on the top there. There's 2 tabs, you remember, that one and that one. Once they're engaged, they'll click in and they'll hold it in place, and then you can screw the 6 screws back in. Don't forget the 2 by the door. Okay, I've sped up this part of the video just so you don't get bored. Remember, you can pause the video at any time to review anything. And remember, this is a really simple job to do. You basically take the 2 screws off the top, then take the 5 or 6 screws off the top right there that I'm showing, the 2 by the door, the front panel then pops off. You replace the main orifice spud and the regulator block open plug, and then also the little adjustment on that slot from natural gas to LP, where you just slide it over and tighten the screw. And the last step is to take the front panel and put it back in place. You'll notice there's these tabs on the bottom right there, and you just engage those in the holes. Make sure you got the electrical line out of the way. There's a clip that holds it in place. Stick the tabs in, just tilt it forward. Once it's in, tilt it forward. Boom, it clicks sort of into place. Get your screws, put those 2 screws back on. Very easy. It was actually much simpler than I thought. It took me a little bit longer because I was totally unfamiliar with this particular dryer. On regular dryers, it's just a couple of screws on the back of the top panel, and then you can kind of get in there. But this one was definitely a little bit more scary to get started, but I took a swing at it, and if I could do it, most everybody can do it. You just need this couple of special tools as I showed at the beginning of the video. And that's it. Cat's happy. And I'm happy. And make sure you also put those stickers by the rating plate and the warning label also on the door. And you're all done.